Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is another conversation with Corey, and you're tuning into Conversations with Corey. Um, Again, I'm still wearing the mask just because I have psoriasis and I had an outbreak this week. It was really bad. Um, I've been putting on the cream and everything, and right now it's only affecting this part of my face. So, it's like, I don't want that to be the focus. That's why I'm wearing the mask. I want the focus to be on the conversation. So, trust me, as soon as this stuff clears up, I'm taking this mask off because I hate it. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope that you're finding the things that you're searching for in your life to make your life better. Uh, and I really hope that everyone has peace in their life. If not, I hope that everyone has some support, a support system in place that's providing some safety for them, some peace for them. Um, and I want to start by saying also that I had a profound moment today, a breakthrough moment. Wow, I feel amazing. Wow. And I'm learning now that you actually can manifest the things that you want in your life. As long as it's not superficial and as long as it's not based on some fantasy or some pretentious ideology or something like that. And I hope that everybody wants peace in their life. I hope everybody desires the joy of having clarity, having a peace, a sense of peace and relaxation in your body to a point where nothing really bothers you. You know, things bother me. However, I process things differently. I handle it differently. I react differently. So, for example, today I was out at a restaurant, and when I walked through the door, the lady, the host lady, she just stood there and like, I was like, "How you doing?" And she kind of was like, um, "You can seat yourself," or "open seating," or something like that. She said, and so I walked, sat at my table, whatever, sat down anywhere I wanted to, found a spot that was nice for me. And the waiter came into the area and he says to me, very rudely, um, "Oh, you just seat yourself?" And I said, "Yeah, well, the lady at the door said, you know, there's an open seat and I can sit anywhere, I guess." "She didn't tell you that. You lying. You ain't gotta lie. But it's okay. You can sit there." And he said it just like that. In that moment, old me, unhealed me, trauma me, I would have went off on him and told him how rude he was, and I would have got up and I would have sought the manager out, and I would have told him how he spoke to me, and I would have left. I approached it differently. I said, "Oh, maybe I misheard her. Is it okay if I still sit here, or should I get up and move? Is it no? You fine. You can sit there." Okay. Inside, I wanted to go off on his ass. I really did. However, it wasn't worth it. I was having a moment. I was treating myself and my nephew to something positive, some food. So I just let it go. That was a side note. Back on task. So for a couple of months, I'd say probably since about February, we're now at the end of September, I've been doing intense therapy. Um, I've been reading a lot. I've been learning a lot, teaching myself some things, tools. I've been implementing different tools in my life. And over the course of, I'd say, the last 2 or 3 months, I've been really focusing in on trauma, healing trauma, childhood trauma, trauma bonding, um, and I think I have actually reached a place of indifference. Indifference meaning, regardless of how I feel or felt in the past about a situation um, or person, it doesn't bother me if it's good or bad anymore. Like, I don't, I think about it, I let the thought come, and I let it go. And I'm really in a place of indifference because in the past, if I was triggered by an experience or something that happened, um, I'd ruminate all day. It would bother me all day to the point where I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I'm replaying things in my mind, I'm trying to make sense of things in my mind. But remember from my first video, it'll never make sense because it was senseless. It'll never make sense. You are a thoughtful person. You are an empathetic person. You have compassion. You have a good heart. You do the right things. You have integrity. So you can trust in yourself that in the times when things didn't go the way you thought they should have, based on how you were responding to a situation, it's not your fault. You did the right things. You don't have to keep questioning yourself about why something didn't work or why somebody did something to you or why people didn't just listen to you and then turn around and blamed you. You don't have to worry about that because you know you let in from a healthy place. You did the right thing. It's really not you. It's really not. You can tap into yourself and analyze areas where maybe you could have responded different to get a different outcome. But if it's already happened, it's best to kind of like say, okay, that happened. I could have responded like this, and maybe things would have changed. That's behind me. Now, moving forward, if this type of thing pops up in my life again, I'll practice that response that I thought would have changed the outcome in the past. I'll try that response and see if it works. And if it does, I'll apply it and keep applying it and reapply it and reapply it. Will you fall short? Will you slip up? Will you have a mistake? Yes. But it's not the end of the world. You can keep practicing it and keep getting better at it and try and keep trying because you are a beautiful person. In your core, in the essence of who you are, you're a beautiful person and you know it. You know you have something that everybody else wants. You shine. You're not driven by money. You're not driven by greed. You're not driven by power. You're driven to make those around you feel good. You're driven to do better for yourself, for others, because you've been put here on this earth. Everyone has a purpose. We're all connected, but we all have decisions. You choose to make good, healthy, clean decisions from a place of purity. Some people are bad people. They make bad choices, but we can't judge them because we don't know the circumstance that led them to make that choice. And I think that's very fair and honest, a fair and honest assessment of how we should go about dealing with people who we deem done a bad thing. You let God judge. All right. I just want to tell you about my day. And I wish you guys could see my smile. I am smiling so bright. Like, my smile is like this. I'm cheesing. My teeth are sharp. But I'm too embarrassed about how my face looks. I don't want to show anybody that. I don't want that to be the focus. Um, so as I've been working on myself these last couple of months, I identified an area in my life that I missed the opportunity on in the past. But I reminded myself with therapy, and I used to carry this shame and guilt around all the time. I took in my nephew and raised him from the time he was probably like 15, and he's 19 now, and he's re-entering my life. I was going through a tough time a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago, and I ended up having to leave. And we were living with his mom, and I said, well, he's with his mom. I got to figure my life out. I got to get myself together. You know, he'll be okay. And I left. And I went on and started my own little life, doing things. Fast forward, I ended up surrounding myself with not so healthy people. I can call it what it is now because I see what it is. I surrounded myself with toxic people. And I had to forgive myself because I'm like, how was I so dumb? How could I not see this? Why did I let people do this to me? Why? But now that I identified, I was reacting and responding from a place of trauma, actually, childhood trauma. My body was responding and allowing things and going through things that triggered my mind to make decisions that my mind was trained to respond to in a certain way. And usually, because I'm super empathetic and I've always been this way, usually, even if it goes against my better interest, I've always been the person who would like go out of my way just to make sure other people around me were comfortable and felt good and had the things they needed. And I'm sitting here going without. I'm not filling my cup. I'm constantly just pouring it out, pouring it out, pouring it out. I brought that up to say, maybe about a month ago, and I was so nervous to do it. I said, you know what? My nephew and I are off on Saturdays. I'm gonna talk to him. I gotta clear the air. I gotta get this off of my chest and stop letting it hold me back. So I went and sat and talked to him, you know, and I just told him, hey, look, I apologize. I didn't show up for you. I wasn't there for you in the way I know you needed me, you know. I feel like I let you down, and I've been carrying this around for so long, and I want to give you an opportunity to hear me say, I'm really sorry I didn't show up for you. But I'm here now, and if you allow me to, I'm showing up for you every single step of the way. And then I asked him, how do you feel? And he told me how he felt. He wasn't upset. He said, yeah, he understood, you know. And I'm not going to go into the full detail of the conversation, but I let that go. Once I let that go, that was my purpose, my driving force. Clean this mess up that you caused. Clean all of this shit up. You know what to do. Do it. Just do it. That was step one. So I told him, you know, Saturdays are our day. You're off on Saturday. I'm off on Saturday. I'm not going to be interrupted by anything else. No distractions other than you. You got me all day Saturday, every Saturday. We're going to start with, you know, decompressing the week. We're going to talk about our week. We're going to talk about things that we're concerned about with each other or just going on in our personal life. And there's nothing you can't tell me that I won't understand. There's nothing you can't tell me that I would get angry about. I'm that person for you. Now I'm mentoring you. I'm showing up in your life the way I've always should have been there for you. And forgive me, I didn't know. And no one taught me. You know, my life has been a roller coaster of hardcore lessons, you know. So I didn't know how to show up for you. I know now. He was happy. He started shining again, you know. And so we've been doing that. We've been practicing that every Saturday so far for about a month. Um, Today was the breakthrough day, though. Like, so we went, we ate, took him shopping, get him some new clothes. I'm starting to build up the confidence, the self-esteem. Okay, get what you want. Don't worry about money. Don't let money be a factor. If you like it and it looks nice, don't you look at that price tag. You just pick it up and get it. So we're shopping. He got a little stuff and got some shoes. Um, we decided we were gonna go bowling tonight. On our way back to the car, we saw the Museum of Illusions or something like that, or Atlanta Illusion Museum. Uh, he said, "That looks cool. That looks interesting." I said, "You want to do it?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, we gotta pick this or bowling." He said, "I want to do this." I said, "Okay, we're gonna do it." So we went and we did that, and it was so much fun. He was like a little kid again. It was like I was looking at the little 12-year-old kid again. He was having fun. Um, oh, the breakthrough moment happened when we were shopping. Yo, I was just observing him shop. He said, "I'm just gonna try this on in the fitting room. I'm gonna do this, do that." Blah, blah. I'm just watching him, and it showed up. The things that I was holding myself contempt for was going away because I'm doing the work. And it just hit me out of nowhere. And the tears were forming in my eyes, and I was about to drop the tears. And I was looking for escape routes. I was like, okay, where can I go? Where's the bathroom? Oh, let me go outside. Let me go outside. The anxiety kicked in. I was panicking. I was like, oh, shit. Uh, but then I allowed myself to feel what I was feeling, acknowledge how I felt, why I felt that way, and be in the present moment. I started using grounding techniques, looking at things that were around me, touching things. I'm sitting there shopping just so I can touch things like, oh, this is a nice sweater. Let me touch it, make sure it's real. You know, and that calmed me down from wanting to cry. And it calmed me down to a place of understanding what I was feeling, why I was feeling it, and being indifferent about the things that I was feeling because I was in the present moment. But what I felt was it's showing up. I'm doing the right thing. I'm showing up for him. He's happy. I showed up for that. Like, I showed up for others in my life like that all my life. For a lot of people who are undeserving of that compassion, empathy, pouring, authenticity, for people who didn't deserve it. And there are a lot of you out there right now doing the exact same things. Our circumstances are different, so it don't have to be a partner. It could be family members, it could be co-workers, it could be neighbors. You're showing up for people in your life who don't deserve what you're bringing. And you have to use discernment very strongly in realizing who those people are who deserve it. The unfortunate thing about narcissists and the unfortunate thing about toxic people, they don't learn. They don't care to learn. They don't even understand why they do what they do. They think it's normal to be like that. And that's the unfortunate part for them. Because what's going to happen is they're going to go through their life like that, and they're going to end up miserable, alone, life full of toxic shit. They're going to have moments of happiness. They're going to try to blood suck people. They're like little parasites. And every time they keep doing the same thing, people are going to be on to them. You don't have to worry about revenge for people like that. The revenge, the karma, is that they have to live with them. Because all of that really masks insecurities, trauma. They're shapeshifters. They blend in with what's happening to get what they want. They only see the things that they want, whether that be money, a good looking relationship, an attractive person, or somebody who has things that they aspire to have, but they don't want to do the work to get. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately for me, it took me all my life, and now I'm 35, for me to get it. I was burnt out. And a lot of you are burning yourselves out. And a lot of what I'm saying, somebody's going to hear it and connect with it and still continue to pour and burn themselves out because you're not ready yet. But you're taking a step in the right direction. If you reach this video, or if you're looking at other videos like it with the same type of content, if you're reading up on this stuff, if you're trying to heal your trauma, maybe this will inspire you to keep going in the right direction. You're going to have slip-ups. I had several slip-ups. I'm not proud of some of those moments that I had. Weak moments. I call them weak moments. But what you do is you don't sit there and bask in the weakness in the moment. You got to have grace with yourself, for yourself. You got to be kind to yourself. Say, I'm not so happy that I did this, or I embarrassed myself, or this looks bad. Why did I do that? Be in it for a little minute, correct yourself, and then move on and keep going in the right direction. It's like when you're walking down the street and your shoe comes untied and you don't know how it came untied. Stop, get down, tie it back up, and keep walking. Just because the shoe came untied don't mean you got to go all the way back and start over and get to that same point just to tie the shoe. No, tie it and keep walking. Right? So wherever you are on your journey, just know that as long as you stay with it, you're going to manifest the things that you want and need in your life. God is going to remove things, and he's going to show you sign after sign after sign. And the more you push against it, and the more you don't do what you know you should do, the harder it's going to get. I was at a breaking point at one point in my life where I actually went into a mental hospital because I thought something was wrong with me. What was wrong was being around the wrong people, giving to the wrong people, not being validated, not being heard, trying to do the right thing, but allowing toxic people to push me in the wrong direction. I was all over the place, drinking every day from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. No job, no money, not taking care of my health, not getting haircuts, not showering every day, not eating. I used to go days without eating. The only thing I was really consuming was water and alcohol and vitamin pills, thinking, oh, I'm just put the little vitamins in my body, I'll be okay. Not taking care of myself, not sleeping. That was misery. I wasn't doing that because I wanted to do that to myself. I was doing that because I was so invalidated by the people in my life that I started taking on what they showed me. I took on their misery because I didn't want them to be miserable. I just want them to do the right things. I want them to be happy. I wanted to be able to experience the joy and the gift of having this light the way I do. You know, unfortunately, everybody cannot experience that because everybody doesn't want to experience that. people really only do a lot. I can't say that. I'm not a therapist or a counselor. I'm just making an opinion based on what I've noticed in my own therapy and work. A lot of people are stuck in a childhood trauma cycle of repeating things the way their body was trained, their minds were trained. Really, it's the body. The body keeps the score. Train them to react to stay safe in a traumatic moment. So they live their lives repeating these traumatic experiences and responding the same way, and nothing ever changes. It might look like their life is good and happy and healthy for a period of time, but sooner or later, because they're unaware of it, they're gonna repeat that behavior. It's what their body has learned to keep them safe. React this way to stay safe. They don't go beyond the veil and really try to get down to the bottom of the pathology behind it and really focus on making the change that's necessary to live a good, fulfilled life. When I think about a happy, good life for myself, I don't think about a lot of money. I don't think about a lot of things. I think about feeling this sense of peace and knowing myself and knowing damn well, no matter what situation arises in my life, I am peaceful with myself. I'm comfortable. There's not a challenge that I cannot stand up to and overcome. It's going to make you stronger. It's a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough moment. You got to own that feeling because you worked so hard to get to this point. You got to own it and feel good about it. Destroy the effing trauma that other people caused in your life when all you ever wanted to do and all you ever were doing was trying to shine. And then you had people, whether it be your parents, cousins, siblings, partners, they instilled in you at a very early age. Well, it couldn't have been partners because that's too young. How to allow people to dim your light. You know, as a kid, hearing your parent talk down at you or call you ugly or worthless, being SA'd, y'all know what that means. Blank assaulted. Or the R word. Or being bullied or picked on and nobody coming up to fight for you or save you. That's not fair to kids. You're innocent. You didn't develop these toxic traits because that's how you were born into the world and that's how you have to be and remain that way. You developed those toxic traits as a response to toxic trauma that someone else bestowed upon you. And you have to understand that it's not your fault. And you also have to understand that you can change the course of your life by doing the work. It's uncomfortable work. It's not happy work. It hurts. I had so many days where I just cried all day. I was emotional. When all of this stuff started making sense and I started seeing it clear, the less I cried, the less it hurt, the better I felt, the more secure I felt within myself. You're gonna get there. Give yourself some grace and time to get there. Don't rush the process. Feel the process. Your body keeps the score. Trust how your body is feeling. That's all you have to do. Trust your body. If you get butterflies or if you get a rush of emotions or something from seeing somebody or being triggered by something, know what it is and take control of it. Anyway, that's a lot of information for today. I wanted to get this out. I'm 30 minutes in. I'm a talker. So the, the more comfortable I get with this, and when I can take this damn mask off and talk to you and show you my whole face, I think these videos will come short and sweet. Anyway, I'm Corey. This was a conversation with Corey. I hope peace, blessings, happiness, and joy to everyone. If you're in a dark place in your life right now, know that you're not alone. Reach out if things are so bad. You know how many times I had to call the hotline, the suicide hotline? I believe it's 811. You can text it or call it. It's 811 or 211. I'll get the right information. That's free therapy. Call it if you need it. If you don't have anybody else that can understand you, can hear you out, not judge you, call them. You know, it got to a point where I would talk to them, and they're like, "Why are you calling us? Ain't nothing wrong with you. You got the answers. You telling me the answers. You just needed somebody to talk to, or a little bit of guidance." Keep at the journey, and you're gonna get there. I'm not even all the way there. I'm having a happy, good day today. This was the best one in a couple of years. I'm Corey. Keep it funky, and I'll see you on the next one.